Okay, so first of all, let me explain associative, commutative, and identity. This one is, first of all, let's fill in the numbers. So we're trying to make true statements. 6 plus 7 equals what plus 6? It's got to be 7. 8 plus 5 plus 3 in parentheses like this has to equal also an 8 plus 5 plus 3. Now this one is obvious. This one, if we actually carried out the arithmetic, 8 plus 5, if we do that first, is 13. Then plus 3 is 16. And on the other side, it's got to be 8 plus 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 we do first, which is 8. And this has got to be an 8 to give us 16 to make these equal statements. And then 3 plus what equals 3? It's got to be 0. Okay. Now I'm going to explain what the properties are that are associated with this. So this is called an example of the commutative property. The commutative property states that the ordering, when you have a commutative property of addition states that when you have just addition happening, the ordering of the numbers has no impact on the final answer, which means 2 plus 8 equals 8 plus 2, 9 plus 10 equals 10 plus 9, 6 plus 7 equals 7 plus 6. So this is an expression of the commutative property. This is an expression of the associative property. The associative property states that the use of parentheses when we're only dealing with addition has no impact on the final answer. So even when they've grouped 8 and 5 here, and here they group 5 and 3 together first, and the parentheses again dictate what we do first, it has no impact. So as I showed you here, we get 16 both ways. That is called the associative property. You should always think associative when you see parentheses being moved around. Last but not least, we've got 3 plus 0 equals 3. This is called the identity property. The identity property states that if you add 0 to any number, you're just going to get that same number. So 5 plus 0 is 5, 10 plus 0 is 10, 3 plus 0 is 3. So as stated before, we're going to go through this again. 9 plus 2 obviously equals 2 plus 9. 2 plus 6 plus what equals 2 plus 6 plus 9. This is also going to be a 9. It's going to be the same numbers on both sides. And here we've got a 9 plus 0 equals 9. So when we've moved around the order, it's again commutative property. It's an expression of the commutative property. When we've manipulated the parentheses and left everything else the same, it's the associative property. And here, again, any number plus 0 is itself. That is the identity property. All right, let's fill these guys in. So this is a 5 here. This has got to be 0 plus 7 equals 7, and this has got to be 6. So this is again an expression of the associative property because we've moved parentheses around and left everything else the same. This is called the identity again. 0 plus any number is itself, and this is commutative where the order has no impact.